I want a real spring. I thought you were in the you were triggered.
Okay, so forgive me, I'm going to be using my phone because I don't have my papers here. And also, fair warning, I do get stage fright, so if I stumble or mutter or anything, be gentle. I'm not going to be in character for this panel, I don't feel like screaming. And, and also, I do encourage like questions and stuff, but like just try and wait until I'm at the end of like a paragraph or whatever, and then we can try and chat. Okay, so first an introduction. My name is Mal and I'm from Malcolm Cosplay. I've only been cosplaying for 4 years now, so I'm not exactly like a veteran, but I have noticed a couple of trends in the cosplay community, particularly around bullying and just general hate against some cosplayers. So I am currently a YouTuber and a lot of my subscribers are under 18. And I find that it's an important thing to remember that because people are often bullied in school, we need to be more conscious of what we do and what we say, particularly to younger people. So everyone was bullied in school, probably here, because we're all geeks. Most of us had different interests, we made references that nobody understood. We were probably bullied in school, and then we were probably like, oh, that's going to be better when we come to like a cosplay community or something, because everyone's the same as us, and then we experience the same kind of bullying. And then people often fall out of the community because no one wants to be around that kind of negativity. So what is the definition of bullying? Okay, so getting more technical here, the definition of bullying is when an individual or a group of individuals harms another group of individuals or an individual purposefully in order to make themselves feel superior or more powerful. So in cyberbullying terms, that would be posting hateful comments, sharing false information, purposefully to damage someone else's online reputation. Okay. And the thing is, with people that are bullied, even though people often say, oh, just find someone to talk to, tell someone they can help you, often people that are bullied feel too afraid to actually reach out to anyone because they're afraid that they'll get bullied more. What if someone says something and then it just spreads, and then you essentially become a pariah of the community. Just let me know if you can't hear me at the back because I keep going into the distance. Okay, so why cyberbullying has become a popular thing with cosplay is because it's easy. It's very easy to hate against someone and post really horrible comments when you're hiding behind a screen and they can't actually defend themselves. And it's also a lot easier for the news and the false information and the hate to travel, because if it's on the internet, it's on the internet. It's there forever. You can delete the comment, but someone will have a screenshot of it. It's never going to go away. And that's how it damages your online reputation. So cyberbullying, it's through comments, it's through forums, it's through messaging people, and then someone takes a screenshot of this out of context and sends it to that person, and this gets, and then basically it's also a game of broken telephone, and then all of a sudden you apparently said this about this person when in reality you don't know who they are. So all of this cyberbullying just stems from the fact that bullies want to feel superior. They to make themselves feel better, they put someone else lower than them. But how does the cyberbullying, it affects cosplayers, because even though we try to be more confident and we try to come out of our shells in conventions, then all of a sudden we remember these comments that have been said to us, even at a convention, like maybe someone comes up to you and they say, oh, is there anyone gender bending here? Is anyone? So, oh no, Jack Frost, your hair's supposed to be fluffy, and you're like, well, Jack Frost isn't real. So, we all need to have some kind of response to cyberbullying and general bullying, but it's hard to get the courage to do it. Okay. Well, a couple of other examples that I have of online bullying, so cyberbullying, is this is going to be a long list, and I'm sorry for that. So, new cosplayers. New cosplayers often don't know what to do, how to get started. And then people often like hate against them because, oh no, they're not cosplaying properly, or they're not doing the character properly, or they didn't put enough money into it. And these negative stereotypes then make new cosplayers not want to cosplay, because if you're going to get hate for it, then what's the point of even trying? So all of these negative names that I put down for it, it makes then there's just going to be like less of an influx of new cosplayers, and then we're going to have the same people, and then it's just going to build hatred within communities. That's how communities work. You need new people in a community. A lot of cosplayers are harassed or brought down for buying their costumes instead of making them. So for instance, I bought this blazer, but I decided to make those tracksuits. I'm crazy. I make things. You don't have to. People are much more sane for buying things sometimes. It saves you tears and effort. And I don't know, maybe it saves you money, I'm not sure. Losing my place. Yes. Okay. So cosplay is meant to be for enjoyment. That's why play is in the word. And some people take that a little bit too seriously, because yes, most of us are doing this for fun. We dress as characters and run around on weekends, and that's our definition of fun. Some people do it professionally, and that's okay. A lot of hobbies have professional hobbyists. And the thing is that people take the imaginary standard to such a point that they apply it to everyone, and that's when it starts getting harmful. So if someone doesn't look like this popular cosplayer, then they're not doing it right. A lot of cosplayers also face discrimination based on a lot of things, and which is strange because we're all different in the community. There's no criteria to get into the community besides being unique. So people get discriminated on their gender, their race, their sexuality, their age. Like people get told, oh no, you're too fat for this cosplay, you're too skinny for this cosplay. You're a girl, it's supposed to be a boy. Let's see, what's Mother saying? You don't have the muscles to do this cosplay. You don't have the curves to pull off the cosplay. And then people think, oh no, we need to look exactly like the character. That's the only way we can cosplay them. And that's wrong, because we're doing it for fun. So why a lot of these people that propagate this imaginary standard are often people that have actually never cosplayed in their lives. I don't know if you guys have noticed that like people who've never cosplayed will comment and they'll be like, this character doesn't do that. And you're like, this character isn't real. That's going to become like my new catchphrase, I think. There's also a lot of stigma against characters that are gender bent. So for instance, I'm going to use you as an example, I'm sorry. So Natsu is male. I don't see anything wrong with you doing a female Natsu. It still means that you love the character. I'm still going to talk to you about Fairy Tail. So a lot of people will, like, I hope that you haven't received it yet, that they say, oh no, Natsu's supposed to be a boy. I'm like, well, maybe he grew his hair out. Another one that's online quite often is when, or in conventions actually, is when 2 or more people cosplay the same thing at the same time. So today in the My Hero Academia group, we had 3 Dekus. I found that awesome. I don't see there being a problem with there being more of a cool thing. Actually, no, you suck, Deku.
You're supposed to be...
If anyone knows the anime, you'll get that reference. I'm not putting her, please. But a lot of professional cosplayers especially, they get told off for, oh no, they're following a trend. Or, oh no, you're just doing this because this cosplayer did it. Which is kind of stupid, because if you take cosplay as a business, you are riding on trends. That's how you do business. So it's kind of stupid to hate on people for doing business right. Also, when people accuse people of copying their ideas, or, oh no, you copied me, it's kind of stupid because none of us actually own these characters. We're all kind of copyright infringing. Just want to make sure that I can fit everything into this. I think what it comes down to as well is that we don't know the reasons why people are cosplaying. So people could be cosplaying as a job, to escape daily life, to just have fun, to express themselves creatively, to like give themselves a challenge in making something. Or they just really love the design and they just really wanted to wear a pretty dress. That's fine. The biggest instance of cyberbullying is what we know as trolling, which isn't actually as good a thing as some people think. So trolling would be the negative remarks left on posts, and they're purposefully done to get a rise out of people. So when you get a troll comment, they want you to respond negatively. That's what they do. So I would like to share an experience that I had with a troll. I'm grinning because I know what's coming. So in a video, I played the chapstick challenge, and this is a challenge that you basically have to guess the flavor of chapstick purely by kissing someone. And someone commented on this chapstick challenge, and they said, "This is stupid, why don't you just use one chapstick?" Which is a very stupid comment, and one of my subscribers who was trying to help got defensive, and they said, "Well, if you don't like it, then why are you watching this video?" And the thing is that's exactly what the troll wanted. They wanted someone to respond to them. So then I was watching this, and then the troll replied and said, "Oh no, I watch cringy videos and I share them with my friends." Which is also a pathetic response. So then I had a little bit of a flash of lightning, and I said, this would be a great moment to step in. So I step in and say, let me get this quote. "Well, using only one chapstick would eliminate the point of the challenge, but I appreciate you sharing the video. It explains where all my extra views came from. Thank you." And he replied, "Thank you, love your cosplays." So I got this tip from a friend of mine, Carla Harris. She does a role-playing 101 panel, but she also provides a lot of YouTube tips for content creators. And this tip it's stuck with me so much, because basically you respond to troll comments in a way that you don't damage your own online reputation, but you show them how stupid they're being. And then once they realize that they're being made fun of, they kind of go, "Oh, I don't like this, I'm not winning, I don't want to play anymore." And then they leave. For instance, an example that she used was, let's see, if someone says on your comment, "Oh damn, you're so ugly," then you can reply, "If you think I'm bad now, you should see me without makeup." Because then, if you're not getting bothered by it, then none of your followers will get bothered by it. And then the troll's like, "Well, this isn't fun, I don't like this." And by the way, Carla's actually studying, so she would never get that comment from me. Okay, whoopsies. Okay, so bullying in the cosplay community, it can descend to a lot more personal attacks. And this is obviously in the extreme, but I think people need to know that it actually does happen. So people have been threatened with violence, rape threats, murder threats. It gets pretty intense, and people forget that those are actual criminal offenses. And it's actually it's sad that people say, "Oh no, just ignore it." How easy is it to ignore a threat to your life? It's never a fun topic. And that's why it needs to stop. So what can we do in response to bullying? I've been listing all these negative things, but what can we do to stop it? So all in all, I think that since bullying originates with people, it needs to be people that stops it. We can't just like say, "Oh no, here's the internet police, they're going to tell you to stop." No, we need to do it ourselves. Oh hey, selfie. So if, let's say for instance, you see your friend commenting on something, or you're walking with your friend, and then they say something about this cosplay, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, they made that cosplay so terribly, why do they even try?" Just like smack them on the arm and say, "Bro, that's actually disgusting, why are you saying that?" Like, if you don't tolerate it from your circle, then more and more people will realize, "Oh, this is actually a stupid thing to do, maybe I shouldn't make people feel bad." So I really think that it's up to us. That sounds like such an activist thing to say, and I wanted to say, "Oh no, but I'm not trying to make you activists," but in a way I kind of am. Because it's up to people that can stand up for people that, I know so many people that have actually, they can't speak out against their bullies because they're afraid. Because they're afraid of all these people continuing to bully them. So it's up to people who haven't experienced it or are strong enough to experience it to stand up for it, because otherwise what else is going to happen? All our friends are just going to drop out of the community because they're afraid, and then what's the fun in that? The point is to have your friends with you. Why are you landscape? Thank you. Okay, so yeah, like I said, just if you see something happening, like I'm not saying become a white knight or something, because that sometimes ends a little bit badly. But I am saying that if someone you know is doing it, show that you disapprove of it and don't like join in, for instance. So if someone's like, oh, look how bad this cosplay is, don't join in and say, yeah, like, wow, they failed or something like that. No, just if we propagate positivity, then it'll spread to other people. So like a disease, positivity will just go everywhere, and then we'll all be happy again. And that's actually the end of my panel. So do you have any questions? Zaid, I can see you. There's pressure on you even though you're eating.
Well, firstly, I was just giving up my mouth because I wanted to scream and just start clapping. Not everyone, how can I put it? When I hear you speak about these things, it resonates so strongly with stuff that I've experienced. You were talking about, it's weird, but I'm a big size guy, I'm a big guy, and obviously I don't necessarily have six-pack for certain characters. It's a cooler box deep down inside, you know, so it becomes slightly difficult. But you have the concept of not necessarily like, I mean, I wouldn't be able to be Batman, I would be Indian Batman, or I would be like
And
Batman.
I find that disgusting. Why does it matter? You're still Batman.
Precisely. So I think that, you know, people need to understand that, you know, what I like about what you're saying when you're presentation, the bullying is not necessarily the obvious things like, oh no, you can suck, or oh no, you do that, just, you know, simple things by trying to characterize something up that someone's creating, by trying to characterize in a certain box that doesn't fit into your box. That's the problem. You know, I think we just got out of the boxes thing, you know?
I really do agree, because people, they have this idea of what the cosplay should be. So ideally, all anime cosplayers should be all these pretty Asian cosplayers, but we're not. So am I white Bakugo? Like, it's a ridiculous comment. Like, why would you treat anyone and like say, oh, this is, I don't know, this is girl Deku. Like, it's stupid to have like a discrimination based on something that actually doesn't define, sorry, I get worked up. It actually doesn't define your identity. Yes, it forms part of you, but it's not, if you're portraying a character, I'm not going to say, yes, it's the girl Natsu. No, it's still Natsu. And I think, sorry, I keep picking on you, I'm sorry. But I really do agree that people need to stop thinking of cosplay as, oh no, it needs to look exactly like the source material, and think of it exactly as the art of cosplay. It's that we need to concentrate on, it's a person that's doing, I mean, are we going to say, oh look, it's a human Uraraka, a real Uraraka? Like, it doesn't make sense. So thank you, that makes sense. Does anyone else have anything to say, question, a story to share? Would you like a mic?
No, it's fine. Me.
I'm the only one that can't project, apparently.
What do you do if it's two cosplayers who are bullying each other and it becomes awkward for you to be friends with both of them? And conventions become awkward because now you know one person is not going to go because that person is going. Like, how do you become Switzerland?
I think ultimately it's the same with any fights between friends. So let's say my friend Jackie Chan and my friend Leslie, they don't like each other, so they're not going to compete at the same thing. This last thing doesn't even make sense. But the thing is that I'm friends with both of them. But the thing is that ultimately it's none of our business in a way, because we can't solve conflicts between people that doesn't involve us. We can only solve something if it does involve us. if it spreads to you, if they say, oh no, you've got to pick someone, or no, you can, then you can step in eventually. But ultimately, I think it is up to the people that are in a conflict for them to sort out their issues. If you're friends with both of them, then keep being friends, but then make sure that you make your own stance known and say, listen, Jackie Chan, I'm still friends with Bruce Lee, so I'm going to still be talking to him, and I don't appreciate you talking smack about him to me because I'm friends with him. You've also got to put your foot down there and make your standpoint and say, no, that's actually not cool, I don't like how you're talking about him. I think that's what I would do. Say it again.
I actually have a comment, or rather, I'd like to give your comment on something. I mean, the presentation, you've spoken about bullying from parallels, so like parallel bullying, like she may not like me and say something about me and her. But now we've started to see the rise of the cosplay celebrity, the concept of cosplay celebrity here in South Africa. I mean, you and Jinx Kitty have just come back from Japan. You know that.
She's a celebrity. She's the internet sensation.
The reality is, like, I mean, some people actually recognize me because you guys both bashed me in the face with that video. So you guys are both rock stars in my book. But now, what you start to see is that people in your position as influencers in the community, there are certain persons who are getting elevated to that status, but they have started sort of creating this vibe of like almost an elitist vibe. So
I see where you're going with that. I think elitism is a problem in itself because then it's, like I said, it keeps propagating that idea of, oh no, this is what cosplay should be. And then it keeps getting filtered down. And I think that if you have any measure of influence, you need to be careful of what you say. It's something that I've had to teach myself a couple of times, that hey, you're not the only one that's seeing this type of thing. So that's why you need to be careful of what you say on social media yourself. I lost my train of thought. Elitist, thank you. Love you. So I think that's like what I'm trying to do is that now that I'm conscious that like I essentially have children looking up to me, and that makes my paternal instincts go like, protect all kids. So I think that once you know that you have some measure of influence, you need to use it correctly and need to be aware that what you say reaches a lot more people. And if you say, I don't know, what's a stupid comment? I know, cosplayers that do armor are stupid. You can only sewing cosplays are worth it. Then all those people that follow you, like some of them are going to be like, well, that's stupid, but then a lot of them might be like, oh, maybe that's true, and then it's going to just create a whole new wave of negativity. So I really do think that people with like a following need to, well, actually anyone, to be totally honest, needs to be conscious of what they're saying because of how it will affect someone else. Does that answer your question?
All nights of cosplay. You need all nights of cosplay.
I will be the next #1 here. We don't need it all night. Sorry, anime references. Wrong panel. Oh my god. Anyone else? Stories to share. Positive stories to share. Anything? Would you like to write?
No, I think I could project. I have a story to share about bullying. Like, I've experienced myself last year. I've been interested in cosplay for a long, long time. I like creating things and I love just doing things with my hands, creating, sewing. And last year I tried to do like a casual cosplay, and I got my friends always, back in the day with my friends, they would tell you things like stupid, it's not worth it.
Sorry to interrupt, but thank God that those aren't your friends anymore because they're not proper
they
friends.
mark us.
Good.
So friends like that, they bully you into being a certain type, a certain person. And those people are not good for your life because what you're interested in is what you're interested in. And you shouldn't change what you're interested in. And after last year of meeting you and seeing it like, and I was like, finally, what? Sorry. Stop this now, I need to stand up for myself. And it is true what I feel like is you stand up to your bullies, and if they're bad influence, leave them. You can find better.
Good. That's actually a really, really good thing, that you need to have the strength to move past that, because if you're stronger than bullies and trolls, then 3 minutes left. Was that supposed to be sneaky? I was trying to be sneaky. Okay, but like I really agree, because also friends have a huge influence on you. So if you're friends with a lot of people that keep saying the same thing, then eventually you're going to start thinking similarly. And that's where, I think that's also where a lot of negativity spawns, because if this group of people keep saying something, so like your friends keep putting you down, then you might think, oh, it's okay to put this person down, and then it's just going to start a whole new cycle again, and that's not cool. Was that a good response? Who knows? Would you like a mic? Yeah, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, I can't. Anyway, I don't really have a question, but I do have something I'd like to say to you. So, a year ago, you know that I had cancer, and I was basically in the sick room for an entire year. That gave me severe anxiety. I wasn't able to talk to anybody, I wasn't able to sleep in the house. Even coming back to South Africa didn't help. And you online, you told me to come to Geek Fest. I was traumatized, and I was freaked out, and I kept losing you. But thank you for getting me out here and doing this, because I'm running around, hugging ulcers today. It's a very wonderful experience, and I have got off my ass. I found a job. I'm a functional human being, and I'm getting better. So thank you.
I think, I don't like talking about myself, but I think it makes my heart warm when people come up to me and they say thank you for helping, or thank you for doing this, or thank you for saying this. A lot of people have messaged me and they say, I'm not going to the convention tomorrow because of bullying, but I am so glad that you're able to talk about it. Can you film it for me? Which I'm doing, and I think that's, I'm kind of proud of myself in that way, and that's why I want to encourage other people to do it, because it makes you feel, doesn't it make you feel good if you know that you're making someone else happy as well? And I think it's important to be a hero to everyone. I think it's important to be your own hero, but also to be a hero for other people as well, to stand up for not only yourself, you need to stand up for yourself, but to stand up for people that you care about. So, I'm waiting, is he going to say timeout? No? He's just going to ignore me? Oh, so it's 1 minute, oh. So, does anyone have a story that's 1 minute long?
Can I just say something? Though?
Yeah, go for it.
I think cosplayers are incredibly brave to portray another character. I used to make I make cosplay for other people, and this is actually my first one.
Congratulations, you look great.
But the thing is that I never had that courage to actually do it, and I just felt that other people they had so much to give in portraying and imitating all these characters constantly, and I couldn't understand why would they get negative feedback, because that's amazing in itself. So many people.
I think people are just jealous. They're like, oh my god, they look better than me. No, me.
Okay. I agree. But just taking away from that, I think cosplayers in general are so brave to imitate a character or anything like that and putting it out to the world to see, because that interaction is just absolutely amazing.
I agree. And I think it's also brave of you to come in your first cosplay, and I'm actually proud of you, because doing your first cosplay is really hard. Continuing to cosplay is also hard, but I think that it's great that people can come out and just have fun in a costume, being silly, being stupid, being in character, it doesn't matter, but as long as we're actually having fun doing it. Is that a good note to end it on?
Yes.
Great. Okay, thank you guys for coming. That's for the camera, by the way.